Hello. Today I want to talk to you guys about incubating eggs from my very own chickens. This is just a couple days worth of eggs of what we're getting right now. We're getting about 10 a day. I'm down to 10 hens and 2 roosters through a tale of events and a dog that we had to get rid of. I'm just not happy with how many chickens I have. So I'm going to try to incubate all of these, because in the past, that little saying about don't count your chickens before they hatch, that is one of the truest things that I have ever heard in my life. Don't count them before they hatch. Now, I've candled all of these eggs, and they've actually been in here since March the 22nd, and it's now April 4th, I think. So they've been in here for some time, but the videos that I made through another tale of events, they got lost in the mix of trying to transfer data over to another source. My phone was full and it wouldn't let me record or share video. As of now, only 4 of these, and it's these 4, were questionable when I candled them last time, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I have to be a weirdo though, because this is as dark as my house gets. This is the natural lighting of my home, and I'm not complaining about that, but it's not good for candling eggs. I have to go into my room, crawl under my blanket, and make myself a little teepee and do it in there during the day. Or I'll wait and candle them at night so that I don't have to do it in my bed like a psychomaniac. So our piece of glass, this is just plexiglass. It's very dusty. It's been sitting up here. The cat keeps laying on it. It's like she knows that there's little baby chickens about to emerge. But a piece of the plexiglass got lost in storage and we couldn't find it. So it just so happened that Cody got some pencils, an eraser, and a pencil sharpener and a little pack for Christmas. And we opened it and it fit perfect in here, and I put just a little bead of hot glue around and stuck it to it. I can get this out when we find the glass and maybe not do so much damage, but it's working. It's working good. This is just a cheapy incubator from Tractor Supply. There's settings here for up and down, and right this minute I have 49% humidity, which was at 52%. I want to add some water in here and keep that back up to at least 60%. And it's 98.6 in there. It was running at 99.1, which is still okay. My little chicken was here and it went away. That lets you know, it says temp okay. And there's a tiny little chicken and an egg that pops up here. But as far as this goes, you can see where it says, if you can see where it says set, up, and down. And if you want to change the temperature, now this came from Tractor Supply, and I did lose some baby chickens because the temperature actually runs hotter than the setting. So you need to keep a check on that. So I had to set it, when I press and hold set, it'll start blinking. And you can see it's set at 99.0, so just 99 degrees. But it runs at 99.5 on this setting. Oh, and now the temp is okay. There's the little chicken. I love that. So if you press and hold set, and it starts blinking, and then you can easily, you just click it for how high or low you want it to be. I'm going to keep it at 99.1. And I'm going to add some water in here so that I can get the humidity back up. It does evaporate. You have to check on it every day. You can see the condensation building up in here. The water's evaporating. It's hot in there. So the water does go away. You have to add the water back to it. And I haven't found a method yet for measuring how much water raises how much percentage in humidity. I just add and then a little, and then I look at it about an hour, and if it needs more, I add more, and if it gets too moist, I take a little out, which I never want to do that. It's such a pain in the butt to take the water back out. So I always just add a little at a time because it's easier to put water in than it is to take the water out. The humidity is at 51%, but that's a little different when it's closed. It's actually somewhere around 60 something percent, and that's good. That's good for up to like 3 days before your chickens are supposed to hatch. And I keep a little tally and mark down each day, keep on my calendar when they're supposed to hatch and when I need to add more water to this. So these little cells here, you add water to them to increase humidity or take water out to decrease humidity. And once they are just about ready to hatch, you want to increase your humidity by adding more water. And the reason for that is because the baby chickens can get shrink wrapped inside their egg. If you've ever peeled a boiled egg, there's that little skin that's in between the shell and the white part of the egg. That little skin is in here already now. And when the chicken pecks out of the egg, peeps out, if there's not enough humidity in here, it'll just shrink wrap them. And then they will die trying to hatch. And I'm going to tell you now, I've helped some chickens out of their eggs and a couple of ducks. And it's doable, but it's a nightmare. It's horrible. You're constantly afraid you're going to kill the little baby chicken. And I have actually killed them trying to save them, which they were going to die anyway. You should never help a chicken out of its egg unless it's absolutely going to die anyway. So I just used this little tiny solo shot glass and pour the water, and I try to keep it in the cells. I think since it's really close to where I need it to be, only a little bit of water is needed. And I went ahead and made this water hot. You don't want to get the eggs wet. If you can avoid it, don't wet your eggs right now. And that's it. Just close her back up. And boom. And as you can see, we are on day 16. Oop, don't touch it. It does wipe off really easy. So that I can start over when I add new eggs. We are on day 16. So in 3 days, I will raise this humidity up to 70 degrees. And I'll take the egg turner out. So I keep this little piece of tape on here. And each day, I put a little tally mark to show how long they've been in there with a dry erase marker. And it'll wipe right off of the tape with a little bit of alcohol. It's just the easiest way for me to keep up with how many days we are. And we're at 14 days right now. So these little babies will be hatching in about 7 days. So in 4 days, I'll increase the humidity. And knowing me, I'll probably try to candle each egg and see what's going on inside, because I candle them way more than you're supposed to. But for now, I am going to insert a picture of what the eggs will look like when you candle them. I did have some pictures, but the video was deleted. So I'm going to insert the pictures of what the eggs look like when you candle them at 5 days and 10 days. And then here is 14 days. And I'm going to go ahead and candle a few of them for you to see what they look like right now. So you can see how the bottom of this egg is really lit up, and then it gets darker towards the top. That darkness is actually the chick in the egg developing. And if we're lucky, he or she still has enough room to move around in there, and they'll put on a little show for you sometimes and move around. And it is so cute. I think you can see a little bit of it moving up here at the top. There's still some light getting through up here. This chick has not completely filled its living space yet, growing space yet. But in just a couple days, this whole egg will be dark. I'm not sure how little chickens can be squished up inside of the egg like they do. But They fold just perfect inside and fill up the entire egg. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it moving. See, we're past the point now where you can see the little veins growing through the eggs. You can see the veins in my thumb. That's what the inside of the egg looks like when the chicken's just starting to develop. There's little veins that run all through the egg. This egg is developing. This egg is definitely, as of now, gonna have a little baby chicken popping. Oh, there you go. How cute is that? It's like doing little baby chicken ultrasounds. It's absolutely adorable. I don't know if it makes me weird to think that it's cute to just look at an egg with movement on the inside, but it just melts my little heart. I love it. God is so good. And that little sign of life right there just makes me incredibly happy. All life on the farm. Anytime babies are born and things start growing and sprouting and flowers are blooming in the spring, it just makes me a whole different person. Wintertime for me is so gloomy. When the sun comes out and things start to move around, and it's just so much life in the spring and the summer. But that's one baby. Okay. And with the excitement, sometimes comes disappointment too. And this egg is what they call a quitter. And you can see what they call the blood ring. It's very dark all the way here. It kind of looks like it's dividing the egg. It's a bloodline. And for whatever reason, this chick stopped developing. And that is a pure sign that this egg is no good. And I'm going to take this egg out today. The movement you see in there is not a living chicken. And if it is, this chick is going to die anyway. And then I'm going to have a rotten egg incubating and possibly exploding and just ruin the rest. I don't know if you know what a rotten egg smells like, but add a 99.5 degree heat in the incubator to it, and it is some kind of special. The scent will run you out of your own home. This one I had suspicions of the last time I candled. It did actually develop a little bit further, or it rotted. I don't know, but it's got some extra dark spots in there. This egg is no good. It is a dud. It's sad, but that's why I have so many in there. If you see this, get it out. If you see that bloodline and those weirdo dark spots and you can still see through the egg, get it out of your incubator. You can still see the vein pretty good in this one. I'm hoping you can pick it up. Yeah, see the vein in the egg looks like the vein in my thumb. This is what they look like throughout the entire egg with just a small little black spot when they start to develop. And that's how you know that your egg is fertile and is going to develop. This one might be a little bit of a late bloomer. It just doesn't look quite as developed as the others, but I did see some movement in here. There we go. I love it. Kicking around in there. So this baby is alive and well, and it might hatch a day or so after the others that are more full in the egg. Here we have an egg that, but you see how this whole thing is just heated up like a hot rock? There is no chicken in this egg. I don't see any signs of life in this egg whatsoever. You can see a dark spot here. That's the yolk. but there's no veins, no shadowing, there's nothing. It's just a lit up egg. So this egg needs to come out too. Even though it's not considered a quitter egg, it was probably never fertilized to start with. So this is just a infertile egg, and it needs to come out because I have been cooking it, slowly heating it up at 99.5 for, 14 days. So this guy probably stinks on the inside too. I will definitely be taking this out of the incubator and getting rid of it today. So of the 4 I brought in here to show you, one was a quitter egg, one was an unfertilized egg, and then we had 2 perfect signs of life inside of the other eggs. So what I'll do now is actually go through and rekindle all of these eggs, take out the duds so that we don't ruin anything, and then in just a few days I'll take the egg rotator out, because you don't want a little chicken's leg to get in here and then it rotate. It can probably squish or break your chicken's legs. So we'll take this out. I will make sure that it's really, really humid in there, and I'll keep a really close eye on that humidity, and we'll just watch until chickens start to hatch from eggs. We'll end this video here, and I'll make a whole new video of the chickens when they're hatching and how we put them in the brooder, the heat lamps, the shavings, and how to care for your new baby chicks just as soon as we have some. It's very exciting. All right, that's what we're doing here on the little homestead. Does everybody have chickens in their house, or just us? Kevin, you don't belong in here. Bye, Kevin.